Batman. Justice for Gotham. Justice. Gotham. And Batman. Right, what's up, Neil? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at the Penguin, not Batman, unfortunately, but it is from the Batman universe, with, what's his face? Cedric Diggory, Twilight Man, Edward Cullen, I think he's called, from Twilight, what's his real name? Tom something? I don't know. Anyway, we're taking a look at the Penguin, so we don't need to be talking about Batman. It is a 8-episode series on HBO Max, and it does have 1-hour episodes. Very similar to Lord of the Rings. Every episode is an hour long, so you have to watch it in, 8 hours. You can't do it in any less. And I sat there and watched it all in one go, in one day, because I am a fucking legend and I have nothing better to do with my day. It has an 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb, and it did come out in 2024. The transformation of Oscorp from disfigured nobody to a noted Gotham gangster. You can watch it on Now TV, Amazon Prime, and also YouTube. So, without any further delay, let's get into what the story's about. So, we have exactly where we continued off from the Batman movie, where the flood's coming in, the city's in ruin, and Falcone is dead. Falcone is deaded. He's no more. And his son steps up to take his role. Oscorp pops his head off. Popped him. He's fucking out of here. He's out of the game. He took his ring, though, and gave it to the guy in prison, Sal. Big ol' Sal, one of the notorious gangsters in Gotham. He then is like, hey, take the fall for me. Take the blame. And he did. He took the blame. He sent the car with fucking the son, Falcone's son, in it, straight into Selina Falcone's gaff, and it shook everybody up. Oz is there, and he kills one of the goons of Sal's, and he's playing everybody. He's planning his web. He befriends Vic by, Vic was trying to steal his tires, so he was like, nah, you're working for me now, to pay off your crime. And Vic's like, okay. They build a decent relationship, and he's playing everybody. He goes over to Sal, and he's like, yo, do this for me. Sal's like, bet. And then he's playing Sal, being like, hey, I didn't do this, I'm a double agent. And then he's being a triple agent, because he's then also working for the other Falcone, the only Falcone that's still alive. And then he's fourth agenting, because he's working for himself, so he gets the drugs that Selina was working on. Sophia was working on, and he takes those. He takes that drug, and he runs with it. He then gets in trouble with Sal's wife. He then burns them, and his son. His wife and son, burns them both. They're out the picture. Sal breaks out of prison, teams up with Sophia Falcone. Sophia kills her entire fucking family in a fit of rage because none of them believe in her. So then Sophia and Sal, they're best fucking buds. They team up. They're working together to take down Oz, because Oz decided to be like, you know what? I'm taking your whole shroom operation. Sal bursts in with his goons to take the operation from underneath. He fucking fails. Penguin pops him off. Pops his goons off. Sophia's then like, you know what, fuck you. She sends a car down there, blows it up. Whole operation in rubble, in ruin. Oz then decides, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to the police. He goes to the police and tells them that it was all Sophia and Sal. He sets up the framework. He then comes out, gets captured by Sophia, and Sophia captures his mum as well, and she's like, haha, mama's boy, tell him the fucking thing that you did. Tell her what you did to the kid. She already knows. She already tried to get you popped when you were like 12 because you locked your brothers in a fucking sewage vat and let him drown because you wanted your mother all to yourself. So Oz is like, nah fam, didn't do that. You're talking shit, bro. And then his mum's like, she ain't, mate. I fucking knew you did it. I can't fucking look at you. I hate you, bruv. And then Oz is like, nah, none of this is fucking true. I can't fucking believe it. What lies have you been feeding her? She is then, she has a stroke. She's then now in like a vegetative state, and she did ask Oz to be like, hey, if I ever get put in a vegetative state, off me. Fucking kill me, I don't want to live like that. And Oz was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And you know what? He gets Sophia arrested. He lives out the rest of his life owning all of Gotham, and he dances with his girl who looks like his mum when she was younger, and they are kind of in a weird relationship where she dresses as the mum, but they also kind of do the down and dirty, and the bat signal appears at the end, and that's the end of the movie. That's the end of the series. I whizzed through that, but there is so much more in it than what I whizzed through. He also kills Victor as well, by the way. I fucking hated that. I liked Victor. Victor was fucking cool. I was gunning for Victor the entire way through. I was hoping that he didn't kill Victor. I felt bad for him. Victor had a little bit of a stutter, and you know what? Oz was really nice with him when they were alright, but when they were arguing or when they were shouting at each other, always something went wrong, and he was stuttering, and he was struggling to get his words out. He was yelling at him to hurry up and speak. I stutter sometimes when I'm stressed, when I'm worried, I stutter. I don't stutter all the time, it's just when I'm stressed and I'm worried or I'm anxietying. Alright, I stutter. Alright, or if I'm talking too fast for my brain to keep up, I stutter. Okay, so I do stutter from time to time. So I felt bad for Victor being, picked on for stuttering when he can't help it. He's trying his best, he's trying his hardest to get the words out, and people just ain't letting him do it. And that's quite upsetting. Penguin is a fucking badass, by the way. Not gonna lie, he played and manipulated everybody. It's really interesting to see him do that. We saw him go to everybody and say everything. He planted his seeds, he planted his sort of strategy, he put his plans into motion, and it was literally just him and Victor. He played everybody, even when they thought they were 2 steps ahead, even when they figured out that they were being played, he was playing them into thinking that they were being played. He was always 2 steps ahead, and that was fucking brilliant, because his plan, even though people died, people got hurt, he killed Victor because he couldn't have family, he couldn't have anyone that he needed, because he saw the threat that posed. He could not get close to anyone because that causes sort of issues, because they can be attacked and hiss on. They can, if they captured Victor, he would be in a predicament because he would want to save Victor. He has that sort of drive to help Victor. They have that relationship. And everyone's acting here was fucking phenomenal. Everyone's acting was brilliant. It was genuinely super convincing, and I was thoroughly invested. It didn't feel slow like Lord of the Rings did. It's very, very strange because it's the newer shows that tend to have longer episodes. Most series used to only have sort of 45 to 50 minute episodes. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and The Penguin have started to sort of push for longer and longer episodes, with them being an hour and 20, an hour long each, which is practically a movie in itself. These are like whole fucking movie long episodes. It is genuinely wild how long this shit is, and it is just so good. It is so gripping, and it keeps you episode to episode. It leaves you on cliffhangers, it leaves you wanting more, it leaves you with a little bit of it keeps you in the dark just a little bit, so it's teasing you and enticing you and sort of come on, it's basically wafting a plate of your favorite fruit in front of your nose. It's come on, you want it. Come on, keep watching. There's just a little bit more. And it is so good. Genuinely, this is one of the best sort of crime things that I've watched in a while. I'm not a huge fan of the crime genre, but this is brilliant. It is a completely different take on Batman that I've ever seen, and they call him the Penguin because he waddles, not because he's got anything to do with penguins. Alright, normally in Batman media, the Penguin has penguin moms, he has penguin goons, he has a penguin sort of look to him with a really long nose, he's quite short, and he's always wearing a tuxedo, and he's got a top hat on, and he's got an umbrella which can shoot bullets. He's always very comedic and very he's sort of written into a box, But this version of the Penguin breaks out of that box, breaks out of that prison, and sort of brings a new, sort of more grounded spin on Penguin, which I really fucking like. This makes me think Penguin's cool. I used to think Penguin was like a jokey character. I never took him seriously. I didn't think he was that good of a Batman villain. He wasn't that sort of badass. He wasn't that scary. He wasn't that intimidating. But after watching this, very similar to how Jason Momoa brought a whole new badass version of Aquaman to the big screen and made everybody like Aquaman instead of thinking that he's like a fish piss drinking weakling, like a joke to the Justice League. He brought him to the big leagues. He brought him to the table. He made him a household name, which everyone likes and doesn't take the piss out of. Penguin does the fucking same here. The prosthetics on him are incredible. You can't tell that's Colin Farrell. You can't tell that's Colin Farrell under all that makeup. It is like a completely different person. It is brilliant, and it is so captivating, and I want more. I want more of the Penguin. I want more from this universe. I cannot wait any longer for Batman 2, for this more grounded, realistic version of superhero movies. I like that. We need more of that. A more realistic approach to superhero movies. Marvel are doing this whole sort of like out there, not cartoony, but very like silly, goofy version of superheroes. They're not very serious, they're not very grounded. This version of Batman, it's making it more realistic, more grounded, more human, more sort of lifelike, and I fucking love that. This series is easily a 10 out of 10. Like, I would watch this again. I'm not going to, because it's like 8 hours long, but I would watch this again. This is a good fucking show, and if you haven't watched it, you 100% should watch it. It is 100% worth your time, and you're gonna have to watch it for the second Batman anyway, because shit fucking happens in this show. Shit happens.